Welcome to Thursday, Bum Slide Thursday, mornings with Luann and Tim.
It's Sunglass Day.
Apparently.
Says so on my little thing of like freaky and bizarre days of the year.
Like, you know how sometimes it's National Pickle Day?
Yeah, like that.
Today is National
Sunglass Day.
So Audrey, our camera person, says, yeah, you guys look like you're hungover. She knows us a little too well, I think.
Sunglasses are good because they protect your eyes from the sun's harmful UV rays.
And you need to remember that because it is a thing.
It is a real thing.
Yeah.
And also, it protects your face from crow's feet because you're not squinting with the sun.
That's why I don't have any.
Yes, that's why I have lots. And also, they are fashionable.
They are.
Especially when they're yellow.
They're fashionable.
Fashionable.
When they're yellow.
When they're yellow.
Apparently, I'm wearing gladiators. No, aviators.
No, 'cause gladiators are from like the Roman times. That's how old Luann is.
I'm wearing gladiators.
What did you just do? Luann is from the era of gladiators.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I'm from the era.
There we go. This is kind of cute. Look at that.
Look at.
All right, so hey.
It's so summery and stuff.
Remember the TV show Alf?
I hated that dumb, stupid puppet. Seriously.
I was never a fan of the show.
No.
Alf actually stood for something. There's a trivia question. The letters ALF. His name was Alf because it stood for?
Absolutely large fool.
Alien life form. Silly Luann. Yeah, there's Alf. Well, the reason I'm talking about Alf is because remember the guy that played the dad on the TV show? He was kind of a nerdy guy.
Yes.
Yeah. His name was Max Wright. Max was 75 years old. He just passed away.
Aww.
He had cancer. Here's
75.
Here's an interesting thing though. I did not know this. That actor, Max Wright, remember the place where all the friends went for coffee? Central Perk?
Yes.
He played Terry, the manager of Central Perk for the seasons 1 and season 2 on Friends.
Was he the one that was in love with Jennifer?
Wasn't that the other one? I think that was the replacement guy.
Oh, okay.
This guy, so he just did 2 seasons, first and second season as the manager of the Central Perk.
Well, there you go.
He was a stage actor as well.
Another perk from doing Alf.
There you You also have a story about somebody who passed away.
This is so sad. Earlier we were telling you a couple of days ago about the dog, Beth Chapman's, his wife, Beth Chapman.
Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Yes, was in an induced coma because she had throat cancer and it returned. And she passed away yesterday morning, 51 years old.
51?
And he is heartbroken. He tweeted, "It's 5:32 a.m. in Hawaii. This is the time she would wake up to go hike Coco Head Mountain. Only today, she hiked the stairway to heaven. We all love you, Beth. See you on the other side." So sad. They were very, very close. They worked together. If you haven't watched the show, maybe check it out because it's really kind of interesting.
I've never watched the show.
You know what? I only watched it by happenstance because Jim just happened to be flipping around and he said something.
Caught your eye?
Yeah, and we were like, oh. And it was a marathon, so there we sat. Oh.
Really? So
you can earn a living doing that?
Did she help him catch people?
She did. She kept him organized.
But
she also went out on the rides, man. And if you don't want to mess with her, she had nails that were like this long, but I'll tell you what, she could scratch the eyes out of your head from that far away. Tough girl.
She sounds like a lovely lady. I just want to know: is the show finished? Is it in syndication now, or do they still do episodes? Like, were they producing the show up until she became ill again?
From what I understand, she had been ill a couple of years ago, cured, and then it came back. And while it came back, they were working on a new show.
They were, okay.
From what
I wonder if he'll carry on hunting bounties.
Yeah, because they work with their children, of course, and his kids from a previous relationship and her children with him.
Are those kids there in the background?
Yeah.
They work with them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's a little dog. No, I don't know. I don't really know. Puppy, there's Puppy.
Puppy.
I want to say a huge thank you to KC Security this morning for sponsoring the show. Thank you so much, you guys. Daniel, Nathan, we certainly appreciate your support.
They're going to have a busy weekend with Canada Day weekend because they have the contract with the city.
So they are everywhere. And you know what? I have to say, knowing them a little bit, because they drop by every once in a while, coming in here, I'm the first person in at about 20 to 6 in the morning, and it's pitch black, of course. I'm kind of not afraid because every once in a while I see them cruise around
They got your
as
back.
I get here. Yeah, so
They know,
it
they
feels,
love
yeah,
Luann.
yeah, it's so
Sometimes
awesome.
they'll stop in and have a coffee with her.
Yes. Yeah,
You
it's
know?
just terrific. So if you need any help with security, call KC Security.
Absolutely. Okay, Richard Dreyfuss, remember the Goodbye Girl? You like that actor? Do you have that story too, Lou?
I do.
See, we
What
never know
about
we're gonna talk
Bob?
about. Can you believe that story?
You should hear what he had to say. Go ahead.
Well, it was, so Richard Dreyfuss' co-star was Bill Murray. All right, Bill Murray, Saturday Night Live.
Funny guy. You think he's hilarious.
Right.
He's going.
Apparently back in 1991 while they were filming What About Bob, Bill Murray had a couple of drinks over dinner one evening while they were filming on the dinner break. And he came back inebriated. So the story goes that Richard Dreyfuss had tweaked a little something in the script and wanted Bill Murray's input. He says, I think this is kind of funny. I changed a line here. What do you think? He says, Bill Murray got right up to his face, nose to nose, and screamed at him at the top of his lungs, everyone hates you. You are tolerated. What?
Can you imagine that?
Then
Richard Dreyfuss was told that.
by Bill Murray. So then Bill picks up
Billy,
an ashtray that weighed apparently, a glass ashtray that weighed apparently about 3/4 of a pound, and hurls it at Richard Dreyfuss's face, misses, and then goes to hit him. Richard Dreyfuss said he just quickly left, and I guess they continued filming together. I don't know if they did any more that particular day, but
Can you imagine that?
he
Bill
said
Murray?
he behaved like a drunken Irish bully.
Yeah. I was shocked when I heard that. Because Bill Murray's the, the groundhog guy. He's just so boopity boop,
Yeah.
funny and
I think he
hilarious.
has a temper.
And I'm thinking he has. Now,
I've actually heard other things about
have you?
Bill Murray's
See, this is the first, so I was
temper.
totally surprised.
Yeah.
So because you're an actor,
Well,
when you
say.
when you get into a situation that is that dramatic,
Yes.
he left obviously to sort of diffuse. Dreyfuss did.
Who do you go to?
So now what do you do the next day?
Aye.
As Dreyfuss, do you say, okay, Bill, you know what? You're sober now. I think you're a jerk. Or, Bill, you need to apologize to me. Or do you ignore it and just carry on? Like, what do you do with
You
that?
go to your union rep.
Ah.
There's always a representative of the union on every film,
Oh, is there?
on every play as well.
Is that right, eh?
Yeah. So the professional thing to do would be to go to your union rep and say, this is what happened. He was drunk on set. He was belligerent. He was abusive. And then let the union handle it. You don't get involved.
Awesome.
Same thing, or you could go, like, if you're in a show and something happens on stage, an actor does something that you don't think is cool, or they change something that wasn't originally
Right.
intended,
Yeah.
you go to your stage manager.
Oh, okay.
That's like the boss.
So there are people to handle that for you.
Yes, there is a hierarchy.
Because the first thing I thought of when I was reading this article was like, how in the heck do you go back to work the next day and act like everything's hunky-dory?
Or you might call, if you're a big star like that, you might call your assistant, your manager, your representation, and say, you need to talk to somebody
Yeah.
on my behalf. I don't
I
know.
imagine there were people around, so it wasn't
Yeah.
a secret.
Yeah, wow.
But he said, oh yeah.
How
I
would
haven't
you work
talked
with that
about it for
person
years.
again? I guess
Right?
unless he in the interview that I read, he didn't go on at length any further.
No.
He jumped on to other
Yeah.
movies where he talked about getting drunk with Harrison Ford and somebody else on.
It sounds like it was a great interview.
Yeah.
Fun
Sounds like they
stuff.
did a lot of drinking back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what though?
What,
Bill
though?
Murray, like I said, it's such a shock to me because he's such a soft guy.
Yeah.
In my perception of him.
He's a very good dramatic actor too.
He is.
Did you see him in that film where he was it the one he was in Japan in an airport in Japan or something?
No.
Oh, I forget the name of that film. I think he was nominated for something for that one. He was nominated for a Golden Globe, I think. He may have won.
If you're
it was a
gonna-
dramatic role. It was pretty interesting.
If you're going to work with him though, hide the ashtrays.
Hide the ashtrays and the booze.
Yes,
been
and the
working
booze.
together too long.
So yeah, so enjoy Sunglass Day.
Sunglass
On
Day.
a level of national.
Cool show today. Arch Bucket List. We love Arch Hospice and what they do in our community for people who are transitioning from this life to the next. And anyway, Arch Bucket Lister is here. Her name is Carly. And
She's
Carly
awesome.
has already done a lot of things in her life that are pretty amazing, but she's going to do one more wonderful thing to raise money for Arch. We're going to talk to her and Julie.
She's
Kumo.
given me inspiration.
See that?
So you should stay tuned because.
And also, it's the International Bridge Walk coming up. Woohoo! We celebrate us and America together.
The Twin Sues.
The twins. Thank you, Luann.
You're welcome.
And Luann has the news. So please put on your sunglasses, sit back, pick up a cup of coffee, and join us for the morning show on Mornings with Luann and Tim on ONNtv. We'll be right back.
Awesome. Thank you, honey.
There are some people you meet that they just walk into the room and they have an energy and a presence, and that Carly is one of them.
Absolutely.
From the moment she arrived in the building, it was like the sun came out again.
Yeah.
You know, she's just, what a effervescent.
Great attitude.
And what a nice thing to be doing.
Yes.
Good for herself and good for us
And good luck, too.
And good luck.
Absolutely.
Carly. Yeah.
You know what, Prince William, you know how I like the royals.
Yes.
I like the royals. Prince William has 3 children now with Kate, and he went to Albert Kennedy Trust Services in England because they support LGBTQ and they're a nonprofit organization. And he was chatting with people and talking about the programs that they offer and that sort of thing. And so someone from the center asked him, what would you do if one of your children told you that they were gay? He said, I would absolutely be totally fine with that. He said, the only thing is that I would be worried because of what they would face, because people can be very cruel and very mean, and also because of our position. He said people feel like they can take shots. He didn't say this, I'm paraphrasing. People can think that they can take shots at the royals just because they're royals. You know, they're
because
up
they're
there.
the public eye.
Yeah, so it was really interesting, but he's been supporting the LGBTQ community for years and was
So did
very
his mother.
vocal. Yeah, yeah.
Princess Diana was a huge...
With the AIDS
raising money and
issue,
awareness
yeah.
for AIDS.
Yeah, so good for him. Good on him, right?
I like him.
I do too.
I like them all.
I do too.
Those 2 boys.
That's why I like. That's
They've
why I
ma-
like.
I
to
think
see
they've
what they're
really made
doing.
their mom proud.
I think so too.
And their dad, even though he doesn't deserve it.
No, he doesn't.
I'm not a big fan of it, Charles.
He was not nice to Diana. We're all forgetting that, Charlie. Charlie.
But now, you were talking the other day about how much it costs to fix that house for the other son, right?
For Harry.
So
Frogmore is the name of the house.
I don't know, and that's a terrible name for a house. I don't understand how they're like. Why do people keep paying for them to be so rich?
Because they're the monarchy.
I know, but I don't
This
think it's
is years and years and years and years of history.
I know they didn't have the name Windsor before. They were German, and what were they? They were German.
Were they?
Remember I told you they changed their name after World War I because of all the nastiness between Germans. Because Germans and Russians were getting a bad rep, and they're of German heritage, that royal family.
And
so they changed their name to the House of Windsor.
And Lizzie there, she's been queen for 184 days, years. So like it's been a long time. So you know what? They want a little cash for a nice little reno on their Frogmore place, and they get it.
How much?
Apparently, it's going to be.
I want to find out how much the crown jewels are worth.
Oh, can you imagine?
But does she go into a closet and go, which tiara shall I wear today?
Oh, let me see. I can't decide.
All I do is pick my underwears. Hey, underwears. Luann has the news. Now we segue right from underwear to news.
Makes sense, right?
I didn't hear any of the news. Good stuff.
Yeah. We have some really good local events and lots of other news.
See that? So now you have to stay tuned for this news with Luann right after this. There are some people you meet that they just walk into the room and they have an energy and
Yes.
a presence, and that Carly is one of them.
Absolutely.
From the moment she arrived in the building, it was like the sun came out again.
Yeah.
You know, she's just what a
What
effervescent.
a great attitude.
And what a nice thing to be doing. Good for
Yes.
herself and good for us
And good luck, too.
And good luck.
Absolutely.
Carly. Yeah.
You know what, Prince William, you know how I like the royals.
Yes.
I like the royals. Prince William has 3 children now with Kate, and he went to Albert Kennedy Trust Services in England because they support LGBTQ, and they're a nonprofit organization. And he was chatting with people and talking about the programs that they offer and that sort of thing. And so someone from the center asked him, what would you do if one of your children told you that they were gay? He said, I would absolutely be totally fine with that. He said, the only thing is that I would be worried because of what they would face, because people can be very cruel and very mean, and also because of our position. He said, people feel like they can take shots. He didn't say this, I'm paraphrasing. People can think that they can take shots at the royals just because they're royals. You know, they're
Because
up
they're in
there.
the public eye.
Yeah. So it was really interesting, but he's been supporting the
surprised.
LGBTQ community for years and was
So did
very
his mother.
vocal. Yeah. Yeah.
Princess Diana was a huge...
With the AIDS.
raising money and
issue,
awareness
yeah.
for AIDS.
Yeah. So good for him. Good on him. Right?
I like him.
I do too.
I like them all.
I do too.
Those 2 boys.
That's why I like. That's
They've
why I
ma-
like.
I
to
think
see
they've
what they're
really made
doing.
their mom proud.
I think so too.
And their dad, even though he doesn't deserve it.
No, he doesn't.
I'm not a big fan of the Charles.
He was not nice to Diana. We're all forgetting that, Charlie. Charlie.
But now, you were talking the other day about how much it costs to fix that house for the other son,
For
right?
Harry.
So
Frogmore is the name of the house.
I don't know, and that's a terrible name for a house. I don't understand how they're like. Why do people keep paying for them to be so rich?
Because they're the monarchy.
I know, but I don't
This
think it's.
is years and years and years and years of history.
I know they didn't have the name Windsor before. They were German, and what were they? They were German.
Were they?
Remember I told you they changed their name after World War I because
Right.
of all the nastiness
Yes,
between
yes,
German
yes.
because Germans and Russians were getting a bad rep, and they're of German heritage, that
Yeah,
royal
that's
family.
inter- and
so they
she's-
changed their name to the House of Windsor.
And Lizzie there, she's been queen for 184 days, years. So, like, it's been a long time. So, you know what? They want a little cash for a nice little reno on their Frogmore place, and they get it.
How much?
Apparently
is her
it's gonna be
I want to find
gorgeous.
out how much the crown jewels are worth.
Oh, can you imagine?
But does she go into a closet and go, which tiara shall I wear today?
Oh, let me see. I can't decide.
All I do is pick my underwears. Hey!
Underwears.
Luann has the news. Now we segue right from underwear to news.
Makes sense, right?
I didn't hear any of the news. Good stuff? Bad stuff?
Yeah, we have some
Interesting?
really good local events and lots of other
Ooh,
news.
see that? So now you have to stay tuned for this news with Luann right after this.
And welcome back to the show. Britney Spears, it goes on and on.
The
and
drama
on
continues?
And on and on. Now her conservatorship is suing a blogger for defamation. So the blogger's name is Anthony Alia, and his website is called Absolute Britney, because he knows.
Okay.
I could have a website about Britney Spears.
Right
and
off the
put
bat.
on
Right off the bat, I'm
Right?
terrified
Right?
of this guy, Anthony.
Exactly. So he said that her conservatorship was running her Instagram account to make her look more troubled and in need of more help. You know, that Free Britney, that whole thing. He's been charged with kind of instigating it and stuff.
Okay.
So the conservatorship that he says was messing with her is now messing with him.
They're suing him
They're suing him for defamation.
for defamation
Yeah.
of the conservatorship.
Yes.
What?
So that's the dad.
The dad.
And other people,
Jamie is the
lawyers,
dad.
and yeah. No, Jamie's the mom, isn't it?
Oh,
I forget.
Jamie Lynn
She's
is
the sister.
And I thought she was named after the dad, who's
Okay,
Jamie.
sure.
I could be wrong.
But you know what? Like, let's leave Brittany alone.
Please, leave
Apparently
Brittany
she's been
alone.
doing a lot of Instagram, because on social media, as you go through and try to find things to talk about, she's up there all the time. She's obsessed with her workout. All she's doing is working out like a beast because she needs to. But apparently there was the paparazzi who had posted a picture of her in a bathing suit, and she swears that they photoshopped it to make her look heavier. And she said, this is the picture yesterday and this is me today. And she looked 40 pounds heavier.
In the picture that they put.
In the picture that they published. So she said, you know, like, I'm as skinny as a needle. And I went, stop showing off.
I have a question.
What?
Britney Spears, her career is, what is she?
Singer.
Why doesn't she just sing?
Because she's on the verge of a nervous breakdown.
Then
No, she's coming out of a depression, so she's not ready to get back to performing.
Right. So, I don't understand. Just take care of yourself. Come
Stay
back.
off Instagram is
Come
what
back.
you're saying.
I'm just saying, if you need to get well, and part of the problem with you not getting well is the exposure, maybe
Totally agree.
go somewhere and get well.
Yeah.
And when you're ready to sing again, because that's why we care about you, because you sing for us, go get well and come back and sing for us again. Don't do this to us.
It feels a little desperate, these Instagram posts, to be very honest with you. But she's still working out her mental
I'm not trying
issues.
to shame her
No,
about
no,
her mental
no.
health issues or her troubles.
But stop
But it's I don't think
exposing
that
yourself,
she's-
not physically, but stop putting yourself
None of this
out
is
there.
helping. None of this is
no,
helping.
that's right.
So-
But she might not be in the right frame of mind to make decisions, because she's never been on Instagram as much as she is now. And she's not making herself look like things are okay, if you know what I mean. So,
Just sing, honey.
it's hard being Britney.
Work out and sing. Work out and sing. And
Yes.
She's probably rich.
I would think.
She's rich.
Although she's on an allowance because of the conservatorship.
'Cause-
Could you imagine being Britney Spears, knowing how much money you have, and you get an allowance from your conservatorship? I mean, certainly she's not like, you know, asking for a quarter to go get a bag of mixed up candies, but at Tony's in Espanola, she's not having to do that. But, you know, like, she has to, like, somebody else is handling her stuff. I'd be ticked.
You just made me think about something. I saw candies in Espanola, 25 cents.
Yeah.
Somebody was just talking about their kid went to them and said, "Hey, I've got a quarter. I can go buy some bubble gum."
Yes.
And the parent said, "Huh, I used to be able to buy double bubble for 3 cents and the kid said, 3 cents? That's not even a thing."
It's not even a thing.
Because there's no pennies anymore.
Right.
So
right.
there's a kid saying 3 cents isn't even a thing. I don't believe you. It was like,
Isn't
no,
that
I
funny?
remember double bubble when it was 2 cents.
I remember the
actually.
2 cents, yeah.
Remember how much did you pay for popsicles?
Oh God, I think
A nickel.
it was a nickel, and then it went up to 8 cents. Why not a dime?
We used to
8
sit there and
cents.
count our pennies.
Yeah, pennies.
And then go to the corner store.
Remember how your hands stunk from money? I hate that. You walk to Tony's and you got all your pennies in your hand, and you're walking and it's
That's why
sweating.
Donald Trump smells bad.
Yeah, let's.
Smells
that's-
like money, but it's
yeah.
not a pleasant money smell.
No.
It's a dirty, dirty copper money smell.
Yes, it is. It's a metal smell, like the metal plate in his. Never mind.
Hey, speaking of, let's talk about the nice
things.
relationship we have with our friends in the United States.
Awesome.
We're
This is
having
so
the
good.
International Bridge Walk. Solidarity between the Twin Cities. It's coming up, and joining me on the show next, Rory Ring from the Chamber of Commerce and Peter Patainen from the Bridge. We'll be right back after this. Nothing Nothing says summer in Sault Ste. Marie like the International Bridge Walk. It's one of those events that makes you go, summertime, outdoors, enjoying the beauty of our area.
It is.
Peter Patina, ladies and gentlemen, tell us your title again, Peter, please.
General Manager for the International Bridge.
That's a great job.
It is.
How do you get a job like that, Peter?
Oh, that's a good question.
How long have you been with the Bridge Authority?
It's been 17 years now.
17?
Yeah, I started as the Chief Financial Officer and then changed over to General Manager about 3 years ago.
Very cool.
Yeah.
What's your background? Where are you from?
Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, born and raised.
Yes, you came home again after school, or did you go to school here?
I went to school at Superior State
At
University.
LSSU?
Yes,
You did one of the cross... Nice.
Yeah.
Rory Ring, welcome back.
Good morning once
CEO
again.
of the Chamber of Commerce. Twice in 1 week. It's my
Yes.
lucky week.
We're busy, aren't we?
Well, you got a lot going on this week.
We did.
Yeah,
we
you're
did.
we're celebrating the 130th
130th.
anniversary of the Chamber.
Yep, and the
was a-
Bridge Walk is the 33rd annual.
33rd
International Bridge
annual,
Walk.
coming up on what day?
Saturday
morning.
Come Saturday morning. Remember that song? No. Anyway, tell me about the 33 years. How long you been involved for 17?
I've been 17 years working on this
You've
bridge
been
walk.
3.5 or whatever.
Yeah, 3.5, yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's
what are your
actually-
numbers normally like?
About 1,500
Yeah,
on
1,500
average.
or so.
What?
Yeah,
think-
and we may be up a little bit more because it's Friday is the Engineers Day in Sioux, Michigan. So there'll be a number of people there, in experiencing that. We're hoping they'll stay and overnight in
and participate.
either Sioux, Ontario or Sioux, Michigan, and participate in the Bridge Walk.
Why did this all start? What was the original thinking behind it 33 years ago?
Well,
Did we even know?
It's about international friendship. It's about
Yeah.
the communities and bringing the two communities together.
It's a beautiful thing.
And last year was a really special one because there is so much political upheaval with some of the border issues happening, and we found that had absolutely no impact on the number of people who came. We had a tremendous turnout.
Yeah.
Everybody just enjoys getting together and experiencing the Bridge Walk.
You also incorporate some interesting elements. For instance, the torch run with the police. How do you phrase it? Like it's all police services, right?
Yes.
The
Law
law
enforcement.
enforcement torch run for Special Olympics.
So the Special Olympics, and last year was a big year for that too because we were hosting the Special
The
Olympics.
50th anniversary for the Special Olympics.
Right,
that's
but so once again they participate. We get police enforcement, law enforcement from both sides, America and Canada, and they have the torch and they run across the bridge. That happens behind the cyclists. A little bit different this year, or the same as last year.
Sure. So this year's going to be a little bit different.
Okay.
Normally the bicycle parade was separate. This year it's everything's going to be combined.
Okay.
It'll start off at 9:30. The bicyclists will lead off, and then it'll be followed by the law enforcement torch run.
Bicyclists first.
Bicyclists first.
Law enforcement torch run.
Following along behind, and then all the walkers behind them.
Walkers behind
all
them.
at once.
And the whole bridge is shut down.
Correct.
Second year in a row.
Second year in a
Before
row.
that, did you leave one lane open?
We used to leave one lane open, allow traffic to go back and
But you've
forth.
got 1,500 people that you got to get across there. So this is going to be way faster.
What a great opportunity to be out on the bridge.
The whole
You have the whole bridge. You have no traffic up there. You've got a beautiful view of both the
view,
communities.
no cars going by to kind of make
Nope.
you nervous. No, but did the cars still go by and honk though to support people?
They did, yes.
And it's early enough in the day on a long weekend, so it doesn't. Does it hold up a lot of traffic or not really?
You're looking at about a couple hundred cars that are going to be held up, but we've been advertising saying, there's a closure, and it'll close at 9 o'clock, and then we will open up around 11:30 as soon as the walkers are clear.
And it's
so
true.
about
I
2.5
mean, it's
hours.
such a great event. So if I'm a Canadian and I'm not riding a bicycle, and I'm going to do the walk, where do I go?
You go to the Marconi.
Okay.
We'll be there. The Chamber of Commerce and their staff and a couple of volunteers will be there. To get on the bus, it's $5 a person or $15 for a family, so we can cover the cost of hiring the buses on a weekend. And then Marconi will be open.
Yes.
And the washroom facilities are in there. There'll be some coffee, maybe some muffins as
that's
well,
nice,
just
okay.
to tide people over as they wait for the buses to cycle.
Now, what
through.
time are we going at?
7 o'clock.
So
is
7
the
o'clock
first
at the
bus.
Marconi.
Yep, there's lots of parking, so
Absolutely.
Yep, and we have it cycled through, so we keep it very efficient.
And the bus takes you over. And how many? You've got a whole bunch of buses.
About 6 buses
Yeah.
in total.
Buses go over the bridge, and you go to Lake Superior State University to the name of the center.
the
is-
North Center.
The North Center.
North Center.
At like LSSU.
Yep.
In case you're hungry and you haven't had breakfast, you can buy a little breakfast at the North Center, which is great. Then you're right there at LSSU, so you walk to the bridge.
Correct. So at 9:30, we'll let the bicycles lead off.
Do the bicycles ride over first, or do they get on a bus with their bicycles? How does that work?
Bicyclists will start at the North Center, and that's for Canadian
But if I'm a
and
Canadian
US.
bicyclist, how do I get my bike over
So you're
there?
gonna have to drive or
Or ride.
Or ride.
We do allow bicycles on the bridge, so they
So
can
I
ride
can
over.
ride over
You
first.
can ride over in the morning.
Do you always allow bicycles on
We
the
always
bridge?
have.
Did you know that? I don't think I
Well,
ever
you see a lot of the cyclists with the backpacks or there's
Yeah.
bicycle bags that are cycling through.
That's fantastic.
Michigan
okay,
and
so you
Ontario.
ride your bike over and then you ride it back. And now here's the cool thing for the Americans. If
Yes.
I'm an American on the bicycle, I start off at LSSU.
You can cross the bridge, you
Right.
turn around, and you ride right back, and you're not clearing customs because you've not made entry into Canada.
Don't have to worry about going through customs and stuff. You just ride over right back. If you're a Canadian, you just go through customs.
And continue on your way.
Continue on your way. Same thing if you're walking, right?
Yeah.
You're going to clear American customs to go to LSSU.
Yes.
Then you're going to come back, and as you walk across, you go back through Canada Customs.
Correct.
So make sure you bring your proper ID.
Oh, what do we need?
Enhanced driver's license, passport,
And Nexus card.
Nexus card.
Take all of those. So the $5 covers everything, including your bridge fare and all that stuff. No worries.
No worries.
15
Yep.
for a family, so it's a bonus if you're a Walton.
And if you have a stroller, then there's only the umbrella strollers. So we
Yes.
have a special handicap bus that has extra room in the back to put your strollers in. So
Speaking of mobility issues, do people ever roll across the bridge? Do you have any wheelchairs? Do you have anybody in?
I think we had a scooter last year.
We
I
had
think.
one scooter last year. We do try to limit as much as possible, but anything with regard to mobility, accessibility, and mobility are allowed.
Yeah, you'll accommodate. Eh?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Okay, and so now, are there after we're done our bridge walk? Where are we going, Rory?
Well, poutine. I mean, you got some exercise, right? So you may as well, indulge.
Right. The weather forecast is
It's supposed to be beautiful.
supposed to be glorious. Wear your sunscreen.
Yes.
Of course, don't forget to wear
you've
your
got your
sunglasses
shades.
because it is sunglass day today. And so now, there's a Lions Club. Tell me about this now.
Okay, so,
I got a little message about there's something kind of a commemoration.
So as you're coming off the bridge,
Rededication.
just as you're coming off the bridge plaza, right behind the duty-free kiosk by the
Yes.
Huron Street exit,
Yes.
there is a Friendship Arch. The Lions Club is doing a rededication of the Friendship Arch at that entrance or exit.
Is that part of the celebration? Are they going to be there doing that on the day? I mean,
They are doing that at 10:30. So actually, I will be joined there. Some of them are actually doing the walk, and I'll be joining them, and then we'll be clearing customs, and then meeting at the Friendship Arch.
it's been
for that.
48 years.
Yes, it is.
They put that arch up. November 71. Was that 48 years ago? My Lord, we're old. Well, I am. Peter's still very young. Rory's old too.
130.
Do you do the walk?
I do the walk every year as well.
Every year?
Yeah.
So people want to do we need to register in advance, or you just show up?
just
Just show up and go for the walk.
And what were you talking about? The 6 buses. When you first arrived, there's 6 buses going to be waiting to.
Okay, so if you're going back to the U.S.,
Yes.
U.S. citizen, as you come down into the Canadian Plaza, all 6 of the buses will be lined up, ready to go, so that
once again-
walkers can get on.
No clearing customs.
No clearing customs, and then they will be bused back to the U.S.
Fabulous.
And then we're going to keep the bridge closed. Let the buses come back, reload everybody at the Marconi again, and while the bridge is still closed, bring them back again to help improve so people are not waiting as long for the
Yes.
buses. And they're not going to get
Fantastic.
caught in traffic.
So we'll see you at 7 o'clock in the morning on Saturday at the Marconi. And
But you're coming?
I'm going to be in North Bay, actually. You know what? No, I was going to say,
We got an
yeah.
excuse to get out.
I get up early every morning. I'm going to be in North Bay. So, but best
Well,
of luck.
Thank you so
Thanks for
much.
the show. Nice to-
It was a pleasure to be here.
Yeah,
Thank
come
you.
back on the show anytime. Talk
Absolutely.
about bridge stuff.
Absolutely. Happy to.
Always
Okay,
a pleasure,
Rory.
my friend.
I'll see you tomorrow. Every day this week. Okay, we'll be back to say goodbye with Luann right after this. Thanks for joining us on Bumslide Thursday.
And Sunglass Day too. See you tomorrow.
Have a great day.